Good. So I'm Brian. I work for Experiential Systems, and I'm the account manager for the jumpharness.com. So if you ever need anything, questions or anything like that, or more gear, this will last you a long, long time if it's taken care of. So what I like to do is just talk to you about the different parts of the hardware. At some point, we're going to have in a group effort, decide where you want to cut the rope for the length, so you're not getting tethered by a bunch of rope. So we'll go over that. We'll go over the hardware and how to inspect it. I'm not a skater, so how to skate, stuff like that it's a tough call. But obviously there's some things I've learned by watching. I think you guys can handle that, don't you think?
Yes.
Yeah. So, could you hold this for a second? I'm sorry. Just to make sure So I'm going to go through this as if just by this. So we have waist harness. We have two. We have a small one and a large one. Okay. Carabiners. We'll say carabiners here, here, and here. They're auto-locking, which means that they're really easy. You don't have to screw gate them or anything. They just have to be up like this and done, and they're closed. I like to, and it's not going to be that big of a deal, but it might make people feel safer if you went on and you were going to hook it into a system and you would go squeeze check. Not a big deal. It's not going to do it, but I would go like this. If these do not close all the way, then there's something wrong with them. They should be taken out of service. Okay, so it should be come down, squeeze check it every time we do it. Same with that one. Same with this one. The difference between these two and this one is this is steel. So you want to put steel on steel. Here's steel, here's steel. This is kind of bold. Here's aluminum. So it just won't wear as fast. So if you put this up here, it's going to wear out and get a groove in it. Okay? I wouldn't worry about the inspection. It will take forever for these. You don't have to really worry about it. Have a visual of it. I mean, if they're not closing, they could be clean or should be clean. Again, it's how people are doing work around there or something to try to get this off of here and put it away for storage and stuff like that. I'll go over the harness in a little bit. The harness belt. These swivels are ball bearings, so they're really smooth. This knot is put in here so when it goes up through your rope pulley, which is right up there, the rope pulley, it won't get jammed in there. Okay? That's why this should stay here. If you don't see that, that's kind of a good thing to remember. This is 3/8 aircraft cable, 9/16. It's really, really tough. What I want to do is show you these beam clamps that I put up there. If you can look up there, you'll see a black line on the inside of the beam clamp. It's like a pencil mark. You see that really up close by the beam clamp. Well, that line is there just to have square it up to the beam. If for some reason, and it hasn't happened yet, that's skewed off of that line, that's kind of a red flag to say, hey Steve, will you go over and check it? That should be on the line. Again, Steve is going to be doing this, but if we all take some ownership in this, I think it just makes for a better way to be connected with the system and maintain safety of it. Up there you have a speed pulley. It's going to ride along the wire rope cable. And then up there you have a rapid link that's hooked into the swivel up there and a rapid link hooked into it. There are tennis balls up there, so when you come back, you're not like jamming it against the pulley. It's got some bounce to it, so that'd be kind of nice, huh? Any questions about that so far?
So you put in a new cable?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It looks like it doesn't have as much tension as there are other ones.
Well, and there's a good reason for that.
Okay.
The other one we believe in the industry that was over-taught, and it puts too much stress on the beam clamps when it's that tight. There has to be some deflection. So when you come down 2 feet in the middle, it's actually not that much lower. When you're up there, you'll see it's not that much lower, but it is lower, and it's lower for the purpose. So when you come down, it puts less tension on those. So it's stressing it out this way. There's some downward forces on it. So in terms of getting, in terms of us following the accreditations and what we use, it's nice to have that down again, just because it's won't put any much tension on the brackets up there. I'm sorry, the beam clamps. It says here system inspection, harness, spreader, bar, and carabiners every day. Rope, I would inspect a rope when you do it. It says once a month here. Try to do it once a week. And that's the idea. If for some reason someone ran over or something, we'll want to do that. Could someone hold this for a second? I want to show you. Here's the other one. Get your hand full. So when you're inspecting a rope, you want to visually inspect it, right? Take a look at it for any. Good. Glad that didn't off. You want to visually inspect it. See if there's any openings in the rope. Which also you want to squeeze it. And you want to squeeze every inch of it. And if there's a soft spot, that is what you really want. It could be an issue. It doesn't have to be. But if it's a really, really soft spot and you see it stretching, then that gets to be an issue. And it usually does. I mean, it's not going to happen if the core in here is strong enough that that's not going to happen. So you want to do that through the whole system. In here are some figure 8 knots. They can be adjusted, the length of it. So if you want to use them all up. So if I wanted to adjust this one higher, which I wouldn't do, but you just pull on one and bring it down like that. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And then lower it. So wherever you guys are comfortable putting them, if there's enough of them in here to help you out with that. The thing, if you look at your old rope that you used, those knots were in there and they were just almost calcified. They were solidified to a point where they're so hard you couldn't get it apart. So I would say once a month, take these and just move them up an inch or two, loosen them up, so you can actually inspect this rope, because it gets so hard over time that it's hard to pick them apart and then inspect them. Does that make sense? Okay. Everybody on board with this, you can hold that. I'll take one of these, which is small. So the Velcro bar here. The Velcro strap here. This piece of the strap here will just take whatever leftovers you have. You can just slide it up and down. So if you got a lot of leftovers, just use that. Yeah.
They always complain about it whacking them in the leg.
Right. So you can take that and do. So this slips out like this. Okay, just like this into here. See that? So that's that. Something happens sometimes when you get in a hurry. People aren't looking around. This is kind of like an angle too. See that? But you don't want to go backwards with it. You need to do this one. Twist it. That's right. Slide it like that, make sure it's set in there nice, right? Remember, you got this here like this. Put this down like that. Nice, huh?
Okay.
Meets everybody's approval. You want the old one back?
It's just what we're used to.
Yeah. All right. So you can see all the loops here. The idea of hooking in, have people start side to side here, if you'd like. The further back you get, the more they're going to be able to, I think, rotate easier. The idea is it depends on what their skill set is, okay? You can actually take this and put it right into this if you want to. Take this off totally, but you have to be That's where you gotta watch getting face planted. Lifting up and it pulls you from that. So rarely do I see anybody using that. What's more important though is hooking in here with these, make sure that they're even on both sides. So it's here. Squeeze check. Yeah, it's nice to go the same direction. It's not a critical element, but nice to go the same direction. Make sense? Okay, what else? Let's see if there's anything else on that. I think so. Yeah, go for it.
So the other one had like the X's on the side and we wanted those over the hips. Where is that?